Thanks for staying with us. So our hot topic today is a report that we read about the Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly, Abdulmalik Sarkindaji, has announced plans to marry off 100 female orphans who lost their parents to banditry attacks in Mariga local government area of the state. However, the Minister of Women Affairs, Dr. Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police and sought a court injunction to halt the marriage of 100 girls in Niger State. What are your thoughts on this? Although we have reports this morning where the Speaker seemed to have rescinded on his decision to marry off the girls. However, many have also reacted to the hasty response of the minister vis-a-vis the cultural disposition of the Speaker himself. What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-076-418-679. You can 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. Let's hear your thoughts on this. When I heard the announcement, the first thing I thought to myself was, okay, I knew lots of people are going to resist this in different ways because people see things differently. What are your own thoughts? Let me start with
Immediately I saw the message. My thought when I read the report, my first thought was, this is not right. Like, in what world does this make sense? Help me understand how taking care of orphans would be to marry them off. Help me understand how we are not talking empowerment as opposed to how is empowerment marrying off a woman? How is solving the problem of banditry that has made some women orphan be to marry them off? I just didn't get it. I did not understand. So I share in the sentiment of the minister who went ahead to say, stop. Of course, she disagreed with it, but she also said, just stop. Let's not rush into making this public show of funding a wedding ceremony for young children until we confirm there is no underage. And all of them are actually willing to do this, which for me is very good. Now, on the show, they are giving me some other information, but still, I stand on my point of when it comes to empowerment, the most important empowerment that I believe is crucial is education. Empower women to stand on their 2 feet with a man, without a man. If a man is there, an advantage. If a man is not there, I am still able to take care of myself. Marriage is not empowerment. Thank you.
Nima, let me come to you.
What we don't understand, we should seek to understand. As a lawyer, I would say, yes, the Child Rights Act must apply. So when they are not underage, we then try to understand the culture and preferences of people. So we've had this, what's it called? This culture of general wedding sponsorship in the North. It's not the first time. Ganduje did it for the entire 4 years. His predecessor did it all his administration, and the North supported it because it's a thing they understand the magnitude of. It's something they will appreciate. Somebody the other day did burial cloth, and his community accepted it. We don't know. We don't understand the culture. You'd seek to understand. I understand that as a mother, the Minister for Women Affairs is, feeling a certain way, but I'd rather that she seeks to understand. Why I'm saying this is that if they are not underage girls, there's a reward in the culture and religion practice in that area for taking care of orphans. Now, for girls, a certain age of girls must be protected. And in protecting them in that religion and area is to put them under the protection of a man in marriage. We are not in the southwest or southeast where a girl will be left to, an empowerment will mean that she's walking on her own, she's free to move. A girl is considered unprotected and can be abused when she's not under her husband's protection. In Islam, for instance, your mahram, which is your father, brother, all your male close relatives, your father, your brother, maybe your father's brother, your grandfather, I'm trying to remember all the 6 of the list. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. Are your mahram. Where they are missing, the community must do that. And the person that is seeking to protect that girl gets more reward religiously. So maybe the speaker is coming from that point of view. I understand the drama, everybody shouting, no, young girls and all of that. When we say young girls, let's understand the meaning. If they are under 18, there's a problem. If they are above 18, they need somebody to stand as guardian for them and protect them. The girls themselves, if they feel slighted or they feel abused by this effort, the hair can be advocating.
Okay.
But when they feel helped and empowered by this effort, what is empowerment to you is different from what is empowerment to me. Let me shock you. When we finished our WAEC in 1999 in school, the first girl to get married got married that year. She was from the Southeast. I don't want to mention the state on set, but everybody from my class that year was shocked because we would think that the northern girls in class were the ones to get married first. Right. But for our family, that's what they considered an empowerment. She was married off to the US, sharp. That's what our family wanted. Now, we must discuss the issue of minors when it comes to marriage.
Okay, we'll come
it's
to that.
Serious enough.
I know that Dr. Uji Kennedy Ohaneze she mentioned the Child's Rights Act. She mentioned it in her speech, saying that
so there must be children
she's assuming. It might not be an assumption because she might have information that we don't have. But based on her own understanding, she says that the Child's Rights Act has been passed across many states and should be looked at before we start allowing these children to be married off. But let me come to you. What are your own initial thoughts?
So me, I think that usually when a thing comes like that from the north, the first thing that comes to mind is underage girls. But when I did my own research and I found out that the girls are not underage, actually what happened was that 3 of these girls were preparing to get married. Then these bandits, there was now a bandit attack. They kidnapped their dad and they asked for ransom. So they asked for ransom and then the parents now went to meet the suitors and they told them, the marriage cannot continue. They've asked for ransom. They asked for ransom of 1 million and they don't have that money. So the grooms now went and said, okay, let me try and get some money and then we'll give them. So they did that and then they gave the bandits, but still, the bandits still killed the dad. So those girls have been there, the 3 sisters, they have been there for a very long time. They didn't go ahead with the wedding, with the marriage. So the community, the ruler and the traditional ruler and then the Islamic ruler, they now went to go and meet the speaker and they said, please help so that these girls can get married. They are of age because they are above 18. Okay. And that's, it's time for them to get married. They are orphans, and the dad died, mother has not been there, no. So the speaker now said, okay, he's going to support them. So so the traditional ruler now said, how can you support only 3 people? There are others. And then they now brought 210. He said, no, he cannot do 210. He will just take 100 and sponsor them. Okay. Usually, when we are getting married, there are things that we need to take to our husbands' homes as a lady. So what we do is this: when we are getting married, the man just gets a house. He just gets a house. The woman will come, she'll furnish the house. She'll be the one to buy the bed, the chairs. Really? Wow. Yes, TV, everything.
For real?
Yes.
That happened to you?
Yes, that was exactly what we did. Yes. So you do everything. You buy your gas cooker, plates, kitchen things, everything. So that was what...
That's what the speaker is supporting?
Yes, that's what he's supporting.
Oh, fantastic.
He's supporting that.
Let's watch his response to the Minister of Women Affairs.
I am not threatened by the minister's action. That I must be very, very clear. The minister didn't know how I won my election. She didn't know how I built my political career to this stage. The minister is not from the north. I will never need the minister, probably, except if one day I will contest for the president of the country. So as it is right now, I'm not threatened by the action of the minister. And whatever this press release would degenerate, that is for the minister to handle. I have told you, I'm a good Samaritan. I respect the federal government. I'm a product of this administration, and I'm APC for that matter. The minister didn't know what I've been doing for my constituent. I'm not going back. Already I have given out my support to those parents through those traditional and religious institutions. And I have told you that I'm not going to claim it back. I have wanted to grace the occasion, but now I will not. I will not reclaim whatever donations I have given. It is never from any constituency project. The minister should please find out who I am. Let her find out that first in the first place. And how I've been supportive to my people since the last 15 years. Let her find out how I've been supportive to them. So this is a good gesture. The people of the community came to me with this help. I've helped them. If the minister has an issue with that, please, let her send her team to my constituency. Let her send her team to my local government so that they can bring out those children for her. I don't know them. Like I have told you, the appeal came to me through traditional institutions and traditional leaders. Then is the minister trying to say those people don't know what they are doing? And it was born out of one assistance that I gave to a woman who has lost her husband to banditry. Now our children have the maturity to get married, but she does not have the means to offset the marriage expenses. If that woman had the wisdom to communicate or to get across to me, then what happened to other families that share different experience but do not have the means to get across to me? It's probably what the traditional rulers felt they should come in to appeal to me. They appealed and I have helped them. So it is their choice now. Whoever thinks a child is going to abuse, I'm not aware of that. So they have that to contend with the religious leaders and the traditional institutions that have appealed to me to assist them.
Quite interesting from the speaker. You know?
Well, I hear culture and tradition.
Yes.
And and I hear and I understand. And I don't seek to invalidate culture and tradition. But I seek that a politician and a leader cannot say, this is what my people want, I will give them what they want. The understanding is to give them not just what they want, but what you believe will help them become better at every point in time. We must keep on pushing this culture trend into modern that is still serving the purpose of the people. So when you say my people want, people can say they want blender, and you give them blender, but you know that the blender will still keep them poor. So rather than give them blender, give them book and tell them that I will feed you while you are learning how to understand this trade. Because giving you blender now will be feeding you today, but it will not take care of you long term. What we have been doing as our politicians do is like, my people want blender, my people want they want noodles, my people want pep. So I give them, but you know you're not solving the real problem. So a leader should seek to solve the core problem, and the core problem solving is banditry.
I like this conversation because it brings me back to what I've always preached on this table. You know, politics is local.
Very local.
And we always, I would never stop referencing how we saw things, especially during the elections, because many of the exposed mind, somebody traveled abroad recently and he was going on and on about how everyone was quiet, people are just at work, it's boring, you know, people are here working hard. And it's the reality of that place. Here, we're more communal. I can always go to somebody's house you can even work and pretend you're working and you still get your paid. Abroad, you can't do that. Things are different in different places. Here, the people have a need. We must define what is empowerment.
You know, when somebody
defining empowerment for me, defining success, defining prosperity.
They are relative things.
In Africa, they are all relative, depending on which lens you're using. Because prosperity to somebody is G-Wagon. Prosperity to another person is just having children and raising
good children.
Prosperity, so why do we keep using the same lens to define every community and development?
When we've taken out the age issue,
it's not there.
Consent.
Yes.
If these girls have consented, because one of the most important ingredients for Islamic marriages is consent of parties. People usually think, no, in Islamic marriage, the girl does not have a consent. In fact, a consent is so important that it invalidates a marriage where it is not taken. If these girls are not screaming, I know Grio, they are not in the minister's face asking for help. This is the help that they want. And the representative that they've elected into office to represent them democratically understands their mindset. If you give these girls, I'm telling you the truth, if you give these girls an empowerment, okay, you learn a skill, start a business, they will come back and ask you, I wasn't married.
Okay, Nima,
because that's the way they're wired.
Nima, I hear you. But if going to what Dr. is saying, if we're trying to move forward as a nation, and we understand the importance
of mindset building.
So we understand the importance of girl child, the importance of womanhood, the fact that when a woman is empowered, a nation is empowered. So as a leader that is elected, I see something a bit better. I say, okay, as a woman, I need you to be better empowered. Yes, I can marry you off, but on the condition that you also get educated. Is that possible?
It's still relative. It's still subjective to person per person.
Community by community.
You have gone exposed, you have seen exposure, you think, oh, go to school, get an empowerment. I have sat with women. Their own goal, you see that they don't even, they're not open to it. Don't waste my time.
And the thing is, the circle. It's a circle because their mothers is the same thing. That was what happened.
And that's the exposure.
That's the exposure. And then that's what happened to the child. And that's how it goes on and on and on. So the best thing to do is, how do we help these people now? If they are married, how do we now? The Minister of Women Affairs, yes, it's good that she's even going to do something. Let her come. Okay, let me empower these people that are already married. How do we make them get jobs and all? That's what she should start thinking about.
They're not married.
Because the culture...
She should start from where he stopped.
Yes, she should start from where he stopped.
Now, these 100 women, oh, this is what we're going to do as women, Minister of Women Affairs, to empower you so that you can be
Yes, because marriage is very, very important now, please.
Oh, yeah.
Very important.
I'm totally not against getting married, though.
Marriage.
No, I'm not. I don't even mind marrying early. What I'm saying is, you cannot give people what they are always asking for. You give people what you believe will best serve them.
Waste your time.
Sometimes when we are talking, and for politics, it serves politicians to give people what they ask of. I have given you what you ask of. You say you don't want roads. Politicians have said it. You say you don't want roads.
Give me rice.
We should give you food. We have given you food. Who are we serving? Who are you truly serving? You are educated, you have gone abroad, you have seen development, you know where people need is road, but they ask you for rice, and you give them rice, and you don't give them road. That is wickedness. It's wickedness. So if you know these children, that if they get married, then that if that their husband, God forbid, dies, they have nothing. They will come back and meet you and beg you. You don't empower them, you give them marriage. And in your mind, I've given them what they want, so they cannot hold me accountable.
Let me go on a
How
short
does
break.
that serve you?
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.